Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm sorry if I'm wearing the Cardinals jersey, but it's the only jersey I was wearing. Today, we're going to recap the Eagles and Vikings Thursday nighter. So, in case you guys did not see this game, the Eagles won 34-28 in a very close game that went down to the wire. Something in this game that obviously before the game, Eagles were banged up defensively. A lot of their defenders were hurt. They didn't have Bradbury, Zach Cunningham. They were down running backs. They didn't have Gainwell playing either. But going into this game, the Eagles had a barely won against the Patriots. They only won by 5. This time they won by 6 points. That for the Eagles. Going into this game, something that Jalen Hurts coming to the game, he was a little rusty offensively. And something I was watching was their running game. I was talking about how the Eagles got away from their running game a lot. And that's something that was working. I get it. They play very... I don't like the early on in the game, the coaching or the offensive whatever the offensive approach was early on in the game wasn't good. Because early on offensive, they were playing really sloppy. And there were a lot of sloppiness going on in this game earlier. The offensive game, the offense in this game earlier the offensive coaching was terrible this game earlier. But as the game went on, it was easy. Just run the ball. DeAndre Swift played very well. Jalen Hurts looked a lot better. Still kind of bad as last week kind of was. But he was a lot better in terms of how he was getting the ball out. Devontae Smith made a lot of catches. A.J. Brown had a touchdown this game. But it was a big game for the Eagles. And it was a very close game. The defense for me right now is a little sus without Bradbury. And with a lot of their guys that they have out, there's a lot of mistakes that are being made defensively. It was crazy. But that is a concern for me. The Eagles' defense is a little sus right now. I don't really know how to feel defensively if you're an Eagles fan. Because I'm watching the game, and there were so many opportunities where it felt like the defense just could not commit a stop until the ending drive of the game. So, it was a crazy game for me. The Eagles did all they really could. They were limited in what they had, the opportunities they had. But they won the game, and that's all that matters. Now, turning sides, we're going to talk about the Vikings game. Justin Jefferson played well. Kirk had a really good game, didn't make any turnovers. However, the offense is continuing to turn over the ball. And that is something, no picks, but fumbles today. A lot of mistakes. A punt return fumble. You had a lot of fumbles by Madison today. You even had Jefferson make a fumble when he went out of bounds. It was a touchback, ruled a touchback. Just a lot of mistakes for the Vikings offense. And this is something that happened last week against Tampa. They had 2 fumbles and a pick by Kirk. Not really good. And then this game has been a lot of running, a lot of fumbles there. But it's a lot of piss poor things. And something I was watching a lot was the Vikings are 0-2. And it's not like they're really losing these games. They're losing these games because the offense is making way too many mistakes. They had 5 turnovers this game. And 5 of them were fumbles. It wasn't even picks. Their returners were fumbling, coughing up the ball. Jefferson had one where he was trying to dive into the end zone, but the ball went over the pylon. They overruled the touchback, so we fumbled out of bounds. Madison had 2 or 3 fumbles this game. It was just sloppy playing by the Vikings today. And something I was saying was the Vikings could be 2-0 if they limited a lot of the mistakes they were making. And the offense has to be a little bit better, but in terms of what they did, Jefferson was great. Kirk Cousins had a really good game today. But the fumbles and the big turnovers are killing them. they could have had a lot of points today, and they could have won this game. Easily could have, because Eagles were not playing great, but we're just did enough to win the game. At the end of the day, I just want to talk about the game. It was a great game. Really good game, 34-28. Eagles are undefeated in 2 really slow starts. The Eagles kind of look a little sluggish right now. And the defense is looking a little worrisome right now. It's not something to worry about, even if it is 2 weeks, but it is something to monitor if the defense is making a lot of mistakes. Vikings are 0-2. So today I was scrolling, and then my final touch is I was looking at stats, and there's actually a funny stat. When teams start out 0-2, there's a 10% chance they're making the playoffs. I'm not saying the Vikings, since 2007, that's been a problem. That since 2007, there's a 10% percentile chance that you can make the playoffs if you start 0-2. 12 teams have done it in the past since 2007. 12 teams have done it. And 113 other teams have not done it. It's crazy to think of that statistic. And when you're 2-0, you have like a 44% or 50% chance of making it if you start off 2-0, which doesn't mean shit right now, but I'm not saying anything. That's a statistic I just want to say. It was a fun fact I just looked up. It's crazy to think about in this day and age. But the other day, what a great game to get to watch. Vikings are making way too many mistakes, in my opinion. They got to play a little better and a little less aggressive. The Eagles' offensive coaching is a little bit concerning because they'll play conservative and then they'll go aggressive and they'll get away from their game plan. Like if you're running the ball well enough, go back to it. Like the Packers, they stopped giving the ball to Aaron Jones, but once they gave it back to him, they were able to win. So there's so much to go off of right now, but Eagles 134-28. I'm going to make more reactions on Sunday to every game, the 1 o'clock games, the 4 o'clock games, and the Sunday night, and then the Monday night games. I'll make reactions all Sunday. I'll be watching with my friend again. But thank you guys for watching. Tune into my more videos. I'm posting this one to YouTube. See you in the next video. I'm signing out.